Everyone, today we're back with round 3 of the F1LL Racing League. We have 16 drivers today, going around Silverstone. Probably one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. With a handful of new drivers as well on the grid for the first time this season tonight. Cohen's first race, it's Leroy's first race, Fan Red Bull's first race, and Animated Cargo's first race around here in Silverstone. This can be a tough one, only 26 laps in the race. But the tyres do go off very quickly around the circuit. A lot of guys opt in for the softs, some guys gone for the hards for their first lap. It's Mercedes out first. But Animated Cargo, who's going to be the first one on his out lap. Just going to go around on him, with him. As he comes into village. And up to the Wellington Straight. Wentink out of qualifying, blocking the pit lane. That's very controversial. He's already out of the session as he comes down the Hangar Straight. That's not the Hangar Straight. Into Cops. You can go flat around there, you just have to ease off ever so slightly. Now around into Maggots and Baggots. There's a McLaren right behind him of Parallax, who's on the hards. We'll go on board with him because I think he's going to overtake him down the Hangar Straight. And there is a guy joining late, so we will have only 16 for qualifying, 17 for the race, so a big lobby for the race, 2 more than yesterday. As coming down into the club corner, Parallax to start his flying lap. He didn't finish yesterday in Hungary, didn't finish in the top 10 anyway. Up to village. And he's wanting to make up. He's no longer leading the championship. He's, I believe, 3rd in the championship, behind Big Boy Juan. No, tied 2nd with Juan and the Epic the Animal after the Animals win in Hungary. Coming down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. Nicely done around Brooklands. Not using as much curve as maybe he could be. Not wanting to get invalidated on his final lap here. Now the old pit straight coming into Cops. Again, it's a flat corner. If you ease off just slightly, goes a little bit using a little bit of that outside curve. Nicely into Maggots and Beckett's. You can go flat into the first 2, but you're going to risk some understeer. Parallax, of course, winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. First race of this season. Into Club. It goes very wide, but you know that is not Club, sorry, Stowe. Into Vale and around to Club. It's going to be the first lap set. This session is a 128.6. Going to be a tough lap for anyone to beat realistically. Let's go on board with the McLaren of Animated Cargo as Santuressa gets a retirement. Is Grenetic, sorry, the wind is it's very windy outside. And Grenetic get a 5-second time penalty. It's Cargo with 5 seconds off there. He must have done something wrong there. Go on board Cohen on the softs. He's cut size to box. Go on board with Grenetic. He comes in. Hopefully to see not all that. Let's go on board with Epic of the Animals. Valentino goes 1.2 seconds faster. He's slipstreaming his teammate of Animated Cargo. Goes very wide. Tim V, not quite as quick as Parallax on the softs. Reflection also putting a lap in. So we're going to stay on board with Epic the Animal. The wind is very breezy outside, so we're going to see Wenting starting 17th, Blazing 16th, and Santu 15th for the looks of things, unless we see another retirement. Geo also crossed the line with a 130.8. Big gaps between first to last. But we're getting more quick drivers. But Juwon is not here today, our championship leader. He's on 33 points, I believe, after yesterday's Hungarian Grand Prix. 8 points clear, so all Epic then has to do is get P5. LRT Thomas joining, he's going to make it 18 for the race. As Epic the Animal goes just half a tenth quicker than Valentino. That's going to be a big race. Big chance for the race. Come both safe with Carrot. He's coming down the hang straight up to Stowe. Turning in slightly late, again taking up that big chunk of curve you can take in. Parallax is the only guy who's done a hard lap. Not the best into there. Coming in the club. Nice lap, 129.4, not quite as quick as Tim V. No feature to see, not on a proper lap. Don't know what Animated Cargo's doing, but he's 2/10 up. Cypher's out of the session. And the wind is still very strong. Cypher is out of the session. He's decided to go out. He's probably going to be starting around 11th to 12th. After that, as he just backs off his lap, probably ERS problems there. Let's go more with Tease Leroy. He's on his debut. VRT Midnight Senate again. Loads of people joining late. The only one is out lap, so why am I on with him? F1 Fan Red Bull. So his debut today, as we see no feature to see on very old hards. Going very quick on those hards. 128.6. I see him challenging for pole. Up there with. There's going to be a big fight for the win today. Only 9 cars set their laps so far. We are 8 minutes into the session, near enough. Purple first sector from F1 Fan Red Bull with a 28.6. I don't think that's actually the fastest time though. Very sorry, there will be no commentary for the rest of qualifying. I have to go for like 10 minutes. I'm sorry, we'll go on board with Parallax for the rest of the session, and I'll see you guys for the race most likely. What's happening, guys? I'm sorry for the inconvenience, and my telly's currently off. Oh, so I haven't missed this race start, guys, and my telly just knocked off again, for fuck's sake. I'll run through the grid order in just a sec, once my telly knocks back on. Here we go. So, it's Cohen on pole, Taze Leroy second, and Future to see third, Epic the Animal looking to defend his win in fourth, Valentino fifth, Sam sixth, Parallax seventh, Tim V eighth, Reflection 9th, Cypher 10th, F1LL 11th, Geo 12th, Animate Cargo 13th, 14th Grenetic with a pretty poor session from him, 15th Santu Wrecker, 16th Wenting, 17th Blazing, 18th IRL Thomas, 19th Forza Ferrari. I'm about to get underway here in Geo jumps to start for not the first time in a row. Cohen gets away well, but Taze Leroy gets away very well. So does Epic the Animal from P4, looking to fight for that P1, and there's a few cars going wide there. Taze Leroy takes the lead into village. Safety car. Frozen. The striker just got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. Cohen took back the lead off Leroy. No, he's just had to give it back. So Leroy leads us under the safety car. This is going to help for half the cars to keep up. Cypher and Geo, I think, have just had a collision into... That's going to be for both of them. They have to make up next weekend, but for now this is going to be the last race of this weekend, and Taze Leroy's looking strong on those softs. Also Parallax P8 on the mediums. He had a pretty good start. Where did he start? He started P7, so only 4 for him. Tim 7th. Epic the Animal will be your championship leader if the results stay like this for Parallax, before Juan then Parallax. We're not behind the safety car just yet. Safety car waiting down the Wellington Straight. And they're fighting for track position under the safety car. This is very odd. We've only lost 2 drivers. It's better than what happened around Hungary. There's a few cars in. We see both McLarens, both racing points, Ferrari and a Renault all into the pits. So Cohen is leading us in the safety car. No, he's not. Taze Leroy's leading us in the safety car, and he's just broke his wing. And Cohen, I don't think has wing damage, but I know for a fact Leroy has wing damage, so this is going to be a big thing for Cohen, as Leroy can't keep his car on track. I mean, no Future to see will go to P2. T-Boy wants that position back though. No, he's not. He's to the no Future to see. So new Future to see getting gifted P2, while Cohen leads. Hopefully that we don't have no brake checking today under the safety car, as we're coming around into Chapel and down the Hangar Straight. Safety car will not be in this lap, I don't think. Nope, we would have had an indicator by now. Leroy and Cohen need to box this lap. Both of them will need to box, meaning that no Future to see has been given the lead of this Grand Prix. Taze Leroy has been disqualified from the session for ignoring yellow flags. I think he's been disqualified. He's not gone ghosted. He's not been ghosted. Wenting with a 5-second penalty. I want to see if he gets a disqualification. He's not been ghosted. I don't think he is going to be disqualified. We've only had two dropouts yet. We're in lap 3. Pretty good, but Epic the Animal, no future to see. Sam looks like he's gained a few positions as he's trying to overtake cars. 4th is Tim. 5th is F1 Fan Red Bull, so he's been gifted positions. Still animated cargo. Parallax not really made up any positions, but bear in mind he's on fresh softs. 1 lap fresher. Don't really see the point in that, but it's oh well, isn't it? Also, we got some indicators that TTG Wenting has been brake checking people. Taves Leroy is not actually disqualified. I think he's been saved by the pits. No future to see. Is that damage from the safety car? So you just get damage from the safety car, but he is leading us away. He's going to be ecstatic considering what happened. But we're all going to get bunched up once more. And I think the safety car will be in this lap unless Wenting is a bit far behind. Sam's been gifted 3rd, Tim gifted 4th. It's good position change. Absolute brilliant from IRLT Thomas, going from 8th to 7th. What a race from him. That's going to be his driver of the day. Blazing's just got 5-second time penalty for collision. Don't think he's got damage. Let's see if he's got damage. Safety car is in this lap because Wenting is caught up. So if we do see things, we just see going very slow. All the cars bunched up now. We're going to see a big chunk of racing. All the cars side by side. It's like the Italian qualification. There's no future to see is gone. He's trying to go very early, but he's not able to. No, Taves Leroy with a penalty now. We're gonna go on board with no future to see as he's gonna get away. Today has not been my day. Anyway, no future to see has got away. Not very well because the Epic the Animal is very close behind. We're going to be hopping from safety car to safety car from what it looks like. IRL Thomas getting past into P6. He's going to be the biggest contender for driver of the day. No future to see. He's defending his lead well. Epic the Animal closing in within 2 tenths. Sam is dropping some sort of back, but it's not too far back. It's all the top 4 in with a second of each other from each other. And IRL Thomas fighting with F1 Fan Red Bull. We're going to go on board. Looks like a little bit of squeeze in there as the racing point is settling behind for now. The Red Bull's going to keep trying to squeeze in, and the racing point tries to do the switchback, but he can't. He's gone in too quickly. He shouldn't have done that. He should have just held the track position. He's still ahead of Parallax. This is going to help Parallax up a lot of time. He will end up leaving Parallax back past in this corner. He just retired from the session. He's retired from the session. Don't blame him. He forced himself into a mistake. F1 Fan Red Bull, I think, also got caught up in that incident, as there now is a virtual safety car. We've had a safety car and a virtual. Tim V's into the pits. Also, Wenting has been disqualified, who is apparently the man who is very dirty. So we're left with 15 drivers after 5 laps. As we're back racing again, Epic the Animal leading over Tim V Parallax. Blazing, who is probably now the best contender up there with Forza Ferrari, both moving 13 positions. We've got to look at Tim V though. Came from 8th to 2nd. Very unexpected. As there's 5 cars pitting on this lap. A lot of cars have lost a lot of time. If you look at the intervals, the apparently Wenting is the dirty driver, and he is out of this Grand Prix, so that's going to be good for some drivers, not exactly for others. We're only on lap 5 and we've lost 4 drivers, pretty much expected. At this point we're losing a driver a lap as Epic the Animal. I was saying, the Animal has opened his gap to over a second now to Tim V, and really wants to get this back-to-back win, which we've not exactly seen. It's gone Rumble blazing as is he all over the back of Kinetic? Yes he is, as he's looking to make his way back. Forza Ferrari from P19 to P4, and this is going to be a historical drive from him if he can complete this race. Some drivers hoping for a safety car realistically, as I think Leroy stopped on track. I'm not sure what happened to Leroy. I think Leroy's out of the race. I'm not sure what Leroy's doing. His wing is gone as Parallax gets past Tim V. Brilliant from Parallax on the softs. I don't know what Tage is doing though. He was just going very slow. Sam has got a 10-second time penalty from corner cutting there, and he's got into collision with animated cargo. Sam is out of the session. I think that's him banned from the league. I think he just went straight into animated cargo. $14 drivers left. All the penalties from the 2 races will be being decided later on, as Blazing is still trying to close in. He is on not. He is on worse tyres. Blazing has lost his second gap. Considering how many cars are on the track, there's no gaps within a second. Leroy has left the session. He is DSQ'd, so we only have 13 drivers with a safety car now out. 2 safety cars within the first 7 laps. And I think we're going to have to make a serious decision on a few cars, like Wenting. Who seems to be dirty to all the field and brake checking people. Sam has just rammed up animated cargo. Next week we will hopefully get another big lobby, as Epic the Animal leads the safety car. Parallax also wants to challenge this race. Tim V also wants a challenge. There's a few cars on this grid wanting a challenge. Taze Leroy, the guy who got pole, is out of the race. It's Cohen is now got a drive-through penalty, but he is also quick, and it doesn't matter. He could still possibly win this race. And we've got the safety car, Epic the Animal, boxing onto new mediums. Same with Tim V and Parallax, who have both jumped the Epic the Animal. He's going to be pissed off about that one. Animated Cargo also boxing. This is going to get all the field packed together. As Forza Ferrari somehow leads us from the safety car. This man started in last and now he's leading us. Literally the definition of last to first. Animated Cargo DSQ'd from the session. We're now down to 12 drivers in this Grand Prix. Hopefully we can keep the rest of the field. Hopefully the last 12 drivers, we can hopefully keep about 10 drivers towards the end, because half the grid are out. I don't think Animated Cargo's out. He seems to be driven like an AI, but he's not actually out yet. Cohen is going to be taking a penalty by the looks of things, but it's Cohen is retired in the pit lane. Animated Cargo, I think, is also out. I don't know, I can't actually tell from how he's driving. I think Animated Cargo's out, but he's still going around the track, so he surely can't be. As we only have 11 drivers remaining, 12 drivers remaining in this Grand Prix. All the drivers wanting to be finishing this race, as we do have a lot out. Forza Ferrari's got to be surprised with how his race so far has gone. EGH in second place from 14th to 2nd. Blazing from 17th to 3rd. These three guys have had absolutely memorable, honourable mentions so far in this Grand Prix. Reflection from 9th to 4th. Parallax from 7th to 5th. No feature to see dropping at positions. Tim 7th. Who's also jumped Epic the Animal. Epic the Animal was leading before the safety car, is now 8th. He's going to have a long way before he hits someone like Parallax. 2 cars between them. Safety car should surely be in this lap. Animated Cargo, we're trying to catch up. I don't think the safety car will be in this lap just because of how far behind he is. Valentino also looking to get those points on his debut. Same with F1 Fan Red Bull. I mean, at this point, just finish and you're on track to get a podium. Santu Racer, the first, basically a loser because he's not got any points. He's had some consistent finishes so far this season. 4th and 5th, I believe. But I think we will have another lap in the safety car because Animated Cargo's gap. Forza Ferrari will be leading us, getting us away though. The McLarens are having a good showing, so are the Haas's. As the gap, I'm not sure, I don't know if we'll have another lap in the safety car, just because of how far behind he actually is. We've not had the safety car say he's in this lap. Safety car's going around in another lap. 4 Animated Cargo to catch. Literally, we've had 10 laps. We've had 9 laps completed, and I think about 7 of those have been in the safety car. I think we've had only about 2 laps of race, and hopefully we don't see another safety car for the rest of this race. So we can see battling for the rest of the race. Hopefully there's battles all around the last 12 drivers. I have league races at 4:30 and 6:30. I've got a busy day ahead of me, but I do really enjoy doing comms. I genuinely enjoy doing commentary. As the safety car will now be in this lap, as Animated Cargo will surely close that gap down. Rosso's not having a brilliant showing. Safety car will be in this lap. We're not sure of that right now. Yes, the safety car is in this lap. Forza Ferrari yet to race this season, is getting away slowly. F1 fan Red Bull has hit Santuresa. I don't think there's damage, which is hopefully a good thing. I think Santuresa has lost his end plate. Yes, he's going into the pits. Forza Ferrari gets away very well, opening that gap to a second already to Grenetic. Both on all mediums while Blazing's on hards. All looking to do a one stop. There's no future to see, drops a few positions. Let's come over with Epic Animal, who wants to be leading this race. He's only gonna, I think, he's not got a position yet. Few battles with Tim and no future. Hassan out racing and the Alpha, as Epic Animal is gonna overtake the Renault of Reflection down the inside into Woodland. Great overtake there. Blazing is Parallax also done the move on Blazing Strike. Blazing's now out of the podium positions. With no future to see, we'll be hunting him down. Tim, Animal, Valentino and Reflection, who goes very wide. Epic the Animal, I think, has had a nudge. No damage for him. I'm not sure where from, but three cars going neck and neck, and there's three at Brest coming here down in Stowe. Tim on the outside, no future to see. Going up the inside, Blazing doesn't want to back out. Tim coming out last there, no future to see. Is currently leading out of those three drivers in the Haas. Haas and McLaren having a great outing today, as the Alpha of Tim got really the worst of things there. Valentino, big battles in the midfield from 5th down to 10th. With Reflection being over a second off, but the three cars all within 7/10 of each other. Tim does the move on Blazing, no future to see, has got away as Tim turns in very early in his collision, and Valentino gets through and Animal gets through. Tim trying to get this, Till and Blazing still fighting after all that. I think Blazing has got some damage. Blazing got damage. I don't think it's a safety car. Hopefully not. We've only had a lap and a half of racing. No, it's not a safety car. But let's continue on. We still have Epic Animal and Tim fighting with Valentino for battle for P5. Valentino on 7 lap old mediums, as Epic Animal is going to be the first one to do it down the hangar straight after we've done Magus and Beckett's. Epic Animal currently the reigning winner in a way. I think we've had a collision also. Tim, I think, has got a damage. Does Tim have damage? Yes, his end plate. No, it's not. Tim doesn't have damage. Nor does F1 fan Red Bull. So still on board with Epic the Animal, but he is dropping back. I've come forward, no future to see, all over Grenetic by the looks of things. Closing that gap down into the 2/10 mark. Now into the 1/10 as Epic the Animal with a 3-second time penalty there. We're now halfway through this race as Grenetic turns out Also blazing the 5-second penalty. I think he might go to the end on mediums. There's no future to see. He gets that job done for P3. It's not completely done, but now it is. As Grenadic tries to stay down the inside, it's a dangerous move as no future to see hits the grass, meaning Grenadic could have a go at him. Both have ERS though, and looks like no future to see is going to be the one wasting that. As he is. Parallax. Now within a second on Forza Ferrari. Valentino is also caught up to this Grenadic and no future to see battle. Battle for the podium. But Grenadic is falling back because of that tyre life. Valentino is now going to have a crack at Grenadic. Grenadic's no longer in DRS range as Grenadic moves very late there. No contact. Valentino gets P4 done by the looks of things. He goes a little bit defensive. Grenadic tries to dive up the inside there. He's not going to be anywhere near close enough because I think Grenadic has lost his end plate doing so. Not quite sure. Parallax now is all over the back of Forza Ferrari now like a rash. I think he's going to get him down the Wellington straight. As Parallax is going to get that DRS wing open. He's not getting close, even though Forza Ferrari is conserving. He's not close enough. His exit can't be as good, but he's going to be all over the back of him into Woodland. As the wind is still blowing like crazy. I'm just going to stumble with Parallax as he is now very, very close to Forza Ferrari. Just 12 laps to go in this race. Forza Ferrari, of course, starting last. He's still continuing his strategy of maybe softs to mediums to hard. I don't think mediums to softs is going to work on this track. Unless you're very good at tyre saving them. Unless you see Forza Ferrari going like 16 laps in these, which he could very much do, but it looks like he is struggling how much Parallax is caught in. Parallax is surely going to do it down the hanger straight. Into slow. Forza Ferrari goes very wide and he just gifted Parallax the lead. And Forza Ferrari's nowhere close enough to get that move done. It's gone bold with Epic the Animal. Takes up Grenadic coming into the box. Grenadic comes in. Forza Ferrari. That means that Forza Ferrari has to be coming in soon. And just like, what tyre did Forza Ferrari start on? Was it hards? Was it softs? If it was softs, he can go onto another set of mediums. I think Grenadic started on softs. They're putting the softs. They're putting mediums on. He must have started on softs. They're changing his wing also. There was a bit of end plate damage. As out comes Grenadic, he's going to stay ahead of Santureca, so he's still in the P10. As Forza Ferrari is not giving up on his battle. It doesn't look like his tyre weight is doing it too poorly. Maybe he's going to hold on to those tyres and go for the softs, which could be a very good idea because Parallax, unless he holds on to those tyres for long enough, he could go to the end, but I don't see him doing that at this point in time. If we just see within 3 seconds on Forza, I don't think he's going to catch up in the anytime soon. Valentino, same thing with no future to see. I don't think he's going to catch up in the next like 2 to 3 laps. The Animal, Epic the Animal, who did win out in last lap in Hungary, it was actually an easy win. He's actually had it hard done on in this time out. As Parallax looks to go back 2 wins in 2 races, he will have 51 points. I'm sorry, but I don't actually know who has fastest lap right now. How do I check this fastest lap? I'm not sure who has fastest lap. Have to check at the end. But we do have Tim closing up on Reflection now. Santu also closing up on Grenadic, who is on soft. I think this Tim gets a penalty there. Santu also on the DRS range wants that final points paying position. Grenadic clearly not letting it happen, but Grenadic has let that space there, but he has a very good exit. Grenadic goes defensive into club and going into the club corner. We've kept those 12 drivers from lap 9, so this is These 12 drivers are all very clean by the looks of things. We're going to stay on board with Santureka, even though Tim is very close to reflection, but I do see Santureka getting this move done anytime soon. We're going to egg on the fresh mediums. Those softs for Santu has got to be going off sooner. He's got to be going on to the mediums next time around. He should get the move done realistically here. Grenetic can't do nothing to defend there, but he's going to try and go around the outside. There is a little bit of contact. Don't think it's enough for damage on Grenetic's car, but that surely is enough for damage. As I don't think there's damage. I don't think Grenetic has damage. That was big, heavy contact. I don't see damage on Grenetic's car. Grenetic forces Santureka off wide, and Santureka loses it into the flat out right hander, but that is quite dirty from Grenetic, to be fair. I think he definitely pushed him out wide. Maybe not knowing or just not caring. Also Tim V in the meantime to get past reflection. Tim, sorry. I keep calling him Tim V, but it's Tim, as I've been told to say. But no feature to see is closing that gap down to Forza Ferrari. There's only 2 laps difference on the mediums, but that you'll be surprised how much of a difference that makes. And this Haas team looks like a very much powerhouse team right now. As we just see is now within a second, this gap is closing down quickly. It was just about 3.5 seconds. He's taking all the curve he can. Reflection's also within a second, but he's on very dead hard tyres. I think he's been on those since the start of the lap 1 safety car. He went on to those. Forza's surely got a pit soon. I think he's trying to stay as long as possible to go for a soft. He's not coming in. I think he will be going to softs, as Tim is also closed up on Epic. Epic must have made a mistake, and Epic is going to pay the price for that mistake, as Tim V and him are going neck and neck down the straight, and Tim can't not get that move done there, surely. As Epic the Animal, is he gonna try and dive this move? No, he's not. He's gonna stay behind Tim and settle with P6. He's had a very good start to life so far in F1LL, Epic the Animal. Better start race yesterday, but not the best of races tonight. This morning, just like this afternoon, whatever. What is the time? It is currently 1:30, So yeah, Epic the Animal is also very close now, as no feature to see has got past Forza. Forza also attacking by Valentino, but I think future to see Forza, Valentino are all going to go from mediums to softs. Parallax could also do the same thing. He does have a 5-second gap. Epic the Animal tries to get up to the inside. He's going to board Valentino and Forza and Future even. And this looks like to be the best battle at the minute. Valentino tries to get that job done up the inside, not going to get it done into Stowe as he loses the back end heavily. Falls Ferrari finally into the pits on 15 lap old mediums. Valentino loses the back end, making that's going to be the end of his battle for now. With Valentino, Tim just get the redone the job on Tim on an Epic the Animal. But Tim has the inside line. Is he going to be able to get that move? An Epic the Animal around the outside. Tim is not giving up much of a. Tim is giving up as much of a fight as he can, and they've both gone round. Epic the Animal and Tim have both gone around there, and they've just missed the pit lane. Tim giving Epic the position back, which is good on him. But I think Tim was a little bit audacious with that move into club. But maybe Epic the Animal also just turned in a little bit too much, and Forza has been gifted P5 there, and it looks like he's not going to go much further down than that, as he's hunting down this undercut on these medium cars ahead. Even Reflection, who will not be going towards the end on those, I really don't see, as that gap is coming down very quickly. F1 fan Red Bulls will also be given absolutely gifted positions as he gets that job done on Tim. Tim and Epic, I don't think that's going to go into investigation. I think that's honestly just a racing incident. As Tim, with Parallax takes the fastest lap, and Tim, I just don't think this guy learns. I really don't think this guy learns. He's done the same thing for like the last 4 laps. He's done the same thing 3 times in a row in Brazil. Lost himself a few positions, but as long as he gets himself points, he should be happy. But at the minute, it looks like he's going to drop to 11th from the pit. As in comes F1LL. So we have 3 cars in. Forza must have made a pretty big mistake, because that gap is 30 seconds to Valentino. I swear it was like 6.6 into Woodland from reflection, but that clearly he's been a big mistake. As Tim stayed out. I think Tim has been on his AI, and I think his AI has made him stay out. And that's gonna lose Tim a whole worldy of time, as he will have Grenetic, Animated Cargo, Epic, F1LL all hunt him down, and they will be quick before that job is done. Grenetic closing that gap down to 11.5. It's not coming down too much down the straight, but we will see that gap come down, and Forza is now beginning redoing that gap. He should realistically, provisionally be taking the positions back off No Future C and Valentino, but the mistake that he made, I think No Future C and Valentino are running to the end of this race. I think Forza will have to settle for P4 today. I think realistically, either way, he's going to get the driver of the day. I'm not going to lie. That's how you check the fastest lap, and Parallax very close between the top 3 drivers for fastest lap, as Forza goes 1 second faster than Parallax as he takes fastest lap. As I think it's going to be an easy driver of the day award for Forza Ferrari, as he has made up a lot of positions. If he gets that P4, it's just going to put the icing on the cake, really. He's on these fresh softs now, 4.6 seconds. We don't have any reasonably close gaps. The closest one we have is Valentino and No Future C, which has been about 2 seconds for the past 6 laps. Still stay on board until the gap gets closer between Forza and Reflection. Valentino, the gap only got bigger. I think the gap is closing, but the gap got very big because of Valentino's back end slide. Tim V surely got to be pitting his lap. He's only coming around there though. Surely he's got to pit his lap. Epic the Animal on fresh softs did win yesterday. Has had a very unfortunate race today. Look, he's hunting down his positions back. He was leading this race. He was looking like he'd dominate, which basically Parallax has redone what he done in Brazil, but it's not as big as what it was in Brazil. Epic the Animal has a much better run. 2 Mercedes going neck and neck. Realistically, if you're Animated Cargo, you've just got to let him by, which he's not exactly letting by, but he's not giving much of a challenge defensively wise, and I think this could be a fastest lap from Epic the Animal if it is reasonably quick. Forza also not really closing that gap down hugely to Reflection. It's only 2.9 seconds now. No fastest lap for Epic the Animal. He's got a very high task on his hand, big task on his hands. If he wants to catch EGH Grenetic, 7.1 seconds is the gap. He has 5 laps to do so. I think if he perfects all his laps and Grenetic makes 1 or 2 mistakes here and there, that gap could close down. Tim V also staying out. I'm not sure if there is wind damage on that car. There definitely is wing damage, but Tim V has decided to ignore that wing damage, stay out because his gap to Grenek is big enough. It's not big wing damage. His gap to Grenek is big enough. He thinks he can finish in that P6 position, which is very reasonable for Tim. Forza Ferrari. Now very close on his debut race. He has been in the league for a good month. This is his first race of the season. Of course, we did restart the season. We're not going to restart it anymore because we have a very competitive field. Anyway, now closing that gap. Also, Epic Animal is now closed it down to 5.8. That gap is closing down. I do see Epic Animal at least closing it down to at least a second by the end, with just 4 laps to go as Parallax looks. Let's go with Parallax to finish the lap, as he looks like he's just dominantly done this race easily, start to finish. He's just simply, after the first safety car, I mean, all the drivers that have retired, we've not saw a retirement for 14 laps. Now that is very good, showing that all the last 12 drivers, as much as some aren't competitive, they're not dirty or not getting caught up in incidents, which is well done. Forza Ferrari is now all over the Renault, which he gets that job done. Now into P4. Reflection has realistically nothing to fight back on there, as Forza now being half a minute behind Valentino. He's got to settle for that P4. Maybe he could have finished the race on those mediums, but it just would have been a high task. He would have ended up finishing P4 anyway. And he's took fastest lap with him here, so it's fair play on him. Grenek must have made some big mistake, or he has wing damage. Not that I can see of, because Epic Animal is now within 3 seconds with 3 laps to go in this race. A second a lap is all he needs. He's used up all that ERS, so is Grenek. To be fair to the lad, Epic Animal is pushing now. The F1 fan Red Bull takes that P9 from Animated Cargo, and that's going to put Cargo into P10, meaning that he's only going to get a single point in his debut if it finishes like this. Is Blazing going to get his first points of the campaign? He already has points, sorry. He got P9 in Hungary. I don't think he's going to get any points. Santu, obviously just being very unfortunate this race not to get any points. He's had a very consistent first 2 races, 22 points. He's just been very unfortunate today, getting caught up in a few incidents after the safety car and being unlucky with no more safety car. So let's go back on board. Now we're 1.5 laps to go. I think that, no, these are still on lap 24, so still 2.5 laps to go for these guys. As Parallax, as Epic Animal, I think he will get past Grenek. I don't know if Grenek has lost his wing, from how big the gap is closing. As VLT Valentino, I think he's lagged out. I think he's lagged out the session. He was closing in on No Future to See. The gap was about 1.2 seconds. I don't know, but will Forza Ferrari get a podium? I don't think he will. I think the gap is way too big for that, and Epic Animal is now all over the back of Grenek like a rash. Epic Animal keeping himself safe, so the same thing that happened a few laps ago doesn't happen again. Santu gets into P11. I don't think he'll get P10 time penalties considering how big the gap is. Epic Animal wants to get this job done now or not. He's not quite yet on the last lap. Grenek does squeeze him out a little bit. Grenek has been very wary with squeezing people out. He doesn't really squeeze out Epic because he knows he can't get that position done. There is a little touch. Grenek's gonna try and get the better exit rather than dive down the inside like Tim done. But Tim is going to happily take home P6 by the looks of things, because Grenek's not going to get anywhere close to Epic. Then again, I think these will be. Blazing's also just got back past Santu Racer. Santu. Blazing goes very defensive there. That's going to cost Blazing his front wing. That's going to cost Blazing his end plate. But again, that's one of those things I don't think it's going to be a penalty, not just because of the move, also because that is not for point pin position and they're too far back as well. I think that's going to be picky. No, if he just sees off, he's got caught up with Animated Cargo, the back marker. Also, VRT Valentino, how slow is that AI going? Animated Cargo and Santu Racer have been caught up in a big incident in St. Maggots and Beckett's. Parallax though, sorry guys, I forgot about that, but Parallax just came home with the win here in Silverstone. He's going to be very happy with himself. Santu Racer and Animated Cargo after brilliant fight. They've both been caught up in an incident in Maggots and Beckett's. Is across the line, no feature C in P2. Blazing with a point, F1 fan Red Bull. I don't know how slow Valentino's AI is going. Sorry, I didn't realise VRT Valentino's AI boxed. It did come into the pits, and Forza Ferrari is going to come across the line, and he is going to come across the line in P3. And if I quickly check this, it's clear to see who your driver of the day today is. Yesterday it was Gio Fortnite, today it's Animated Cargo Reflection in P4. He's going to be ecstatic with that one. VRT Valentino is going to come home in P5. Tim V going to come home in the P6 spot. Epic the Animal going to come home in P7 again, and that's the penalties. Not many penalties. Epic the Animal, I don't know if Tim got many penalties. He did get one more than Epic, but it's not enough. And that's going to be the race over today. Also, Forza Ferrari, congrats to him. He will be getting driver of the day for today's race. Fastest lap goes to Parallax. He's going to win 26 points for today. Yeah, Forza Ferrari, congrats to him. Congrats to No Future to See. Very consistent from him. Parallax taking home the Grand Prix. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Forza Ferrari takes home 17 points today because of his driver of the day, and he got fastest lap. So run through the order then. Parallax winning the race from P7. Brilliant outing from him this morning. No future to see P2. Good quality performance from him considering he started that high up as well. Forza Ferrari P19 to P3, absolute brilliant from him. Brilliant from Reflection. He's going to be ecstatic with P4. Valentino P5, unfortunate because of the lag out, and then I pitted him. Tim V P6, he should be happy with that considering what happened. Epic the Animal P7, Greenetic P8, F1 fan Red Bull on his debut P9, Blazing P10, and the rest is history. With 9 cars not finishing. We only saw 2 retirements from lap 25, and anyway, that's going to be the rest of. That's going to be it for the British Grand Prix. That's going to be it from the British Grand Prix. Thank you ever so much everyone for joining me today, and that's going to be it for today. I'll update the standings for all you was wondering later on tonight, and just thank you all for watching. I know there was just 9 people in here. Thank every one of you for watching. I'll see you guys next Saturday for round 4 of